Okay, I'm waiting outside Annette's apartment, number 7. She didn't answer the door all day today. I don't know what's going on with her. I hope she's okay. I called her. She's not answering her phone. I'm waiting right now for the wellness check from I guess they're sending an ambulance, the fire and police also. I'm waiting outside her door to meet with them. Okay, I see some flashing lights. It is an ambulance. The time now is 10:04, and it's freezing. The ambulance is pulling up. I've pointed out the Annette's door. Here comes a couple of a police car with lights on. Hey.
What's going on there?
I'm recording this, okay?
What's that?
I'm recording this. This is going to go to the board of directors, just so you understand. You don't have a problem with that.
What's the medical problem?
This is a very close friend of mine.
Yep.
It's a woman. We've known each other since I've been here 10 years. We have very...
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
Head back inside your apartment right now.
Okay.
Go in your apartment.
Okay. Yes, sir. I don't know who that was. I was with a friend there. If I could go back with him.
Go back and talk to you because we're gonna have a little discussion about what's been going on here.
Okay. Are you Sergeant Peterson?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's.
Remember me?
Yeah. Okay. I do. Yeah. Come back. Okay. This should be interesting. He sounded very angry, and I don't know why. But this is because what Christina has created here. Let's see if I can find this stuff. Here we are. Oh, get ready for him. Okay. Take this out. As you heard in the recording, and so we'll just see what he has to say for himself and see if he can explain why he had this opinion of me when I've never met him before. You see, so we'll just have to see. I don't know. Clearly, he's very concerned about something, but he hasn't said what yet. So anyway, Well, I don't know. He ordered me back in my apartment. I don't see why. I mean, I was reporting for a friend of mine, and I don't know why he was so concerned about it. It just didn't seem very, very normal behavior. He seemed to have some preconceived idea about something. All I did was call for a wellness visit to Annette, she was very upset, and I don't know why Sergeant Peterson was so like that. He had no reason. fuck is this? Get rid of these things. Well, I just don't know what's going to go on with this guy. I don't know why he's so upset. And he bought Christina's thing right side up. I don't know, just swallowed it whole. I don't know why he's like that. But anyway, you can see from his narrative of 3/7 what Christina told him and how much he believed it, and I just, he didn't check any of it out, It's not like the two police officers that came the other day and they asked me from my point of view, He didn't do that. He just, you can see his narrative, he just accepted things and they're just not true. So when he comes in, I'm just going to have to see what he has to say for himself, really. Well, I think it was important to get a wellness check with Annette. She was in very terrible shape when I talked to her last the other day, and she didn't answer the door today nor yesterday, and I can't get through to her on her phone. So this is what Christina did to me. She couldn't able to get in touch with me during the day, and so she was concerned about my welfare. So I don't know. You see. So I'm not doing anything different than Christina did, and except I'm reporting something that's reasonable. Christina said I was rowdy, but, she wasn't present. And this is typical for Christina. Can't understand why I was standing outside the door and Sergeant Peterson just right off the bat said, ordered me back into my apartment. I mean, you heard him. I mean, what was going on with him? I mean, you see, he pulled up with this attitude that was totally unreasonable. I was trying to help out Annette, and look at him. Hold on. Come in. Come on in.
Mind if we come in?
Please.
Have a seat.
Come on in. Does anybody want chairs?
No, we're good. We're not going to be here very long.
Okay, let me close the door. Now, it's okay if this is recorded? Is this cool?
No, shut the recorder off, just like the last time I was here. Shut it off. Shut it off.
We didn't have the recorder on last time you were here.
No, because I told you to shut it off when I was with the director. Do you remember? So who called to check on Annette? No. I'm asking the questions.
Okay.
Who called to check on Annette today?
I did.
Okay. Guess what?
What?
Annette's not even here.
I know that.
So then why did you call to check? You called 911 for us to come up here and the ambulance. She's still in the hospital.
I didn't know that. That's why, because look.
No, I'm done with you. No, listen. Are you on your meds? Have you been off your meds again?
I'm on my meds.
Okay, but you're starting to go down that path again, the same behavior that we had the discussion the last time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a meeting, and I'm going to come back and have another talk with the director and you. Okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay? So no more phony calls. Mind your own business. Or remember what Annie Max? Do you remember the reason I was here the last time?
Yeah, I called.
So I'll put it in. I'll basically put it in a shell for you. I was here because you were causing trouble, yelling at the old ladies in the dining hall. Yes, and they were going to throw you out. And I came and said, listen, nobody's here. There's no police conspiracy because you thought we were in on it. That we were all trying to get you kicked out of here. So nobody's trying to get you kicked out. But if you keep poking your nose in other people's business, that's exactly what they're going to do. No more phony calls. And I'm going to have, no. No, because you're wasting our time and you're causing trouble for other people that are here. You're the problem. So you better get your behavior back to where it was about 2 or 3 months ago. And expect a call from the director, because I'm going to talk to her personally, and we're going to set up a meeting very soon, like in the next day or two. Understood? Sit in the room and mind your business. You're going to ruin a good thing here for yourself.
I understand. Okay, so many things he said that weren't true. First of all, the recording was not on when he came. He did not ask me to shut it off that on 3/7. And he came in here. He said he didn't allow me to talk. You see how upset he was, and why? You see, why was he so upset? So you can review the tape I made about his visit here with this, and how he was in my face, about 6 inches from my face, pointing his finger, and you could hear him shouting at me, and I was trying to get an word in edgewise, you know. I mean, you know, he doesn't know anything about me. He didn't ask any questions. So anyway, I didn't know, and you see, it was important for me to get a wellness check. Something is wrong with Annette, you see? And, you know, he's saying I'm going to ruin a good thing. You're poking my nose in somebody else's business. I mean, Annette is a neighbor of mine. She's clearly in ill health. She wasn't answering his door. So this is the appropriate thing to do, is call for a wellness visit. And that's exactly what Christina should have done. Instead of calling the police when she couldn't get a hold of me, is call for a wellness visit, you know? So you see, this is the Rochester Police Department's Sergeant Peterson, you know? Now, the two who came to responded to Christina's call yesterday said, let's hear your point of view, see? Now, this is the difference. And I said this is the first time anybody said this, see? He does not, Sergeant Peterson did not ask me for anything. He questioned when he came, and clear from his narrative, you know. Nothing in this narrative, you know, it's all about Christina, nothing about him asking me anything. And furthermore, there was no tape recording. He did not shut it off, as far as I can remember. Oh, yes, it was. No. It was, I was recording them, and he said he didn't mind it being recorded. And I do have the recording of that. So if you want to hear him saying he doesn't mind if it was being recorded. So you see his words now, and what was actually the case then, and why he's so upset now. And he didn't ask me anything, you see, and he doesn't even remember correctly that he said it was okay if I was recording it. He said it didn't bother him, see? And you see, what is wrong with him? Why he's so furious? I mean, he's literally yelling at me. But why? You know, what did I do? You see, did you hear my voice? I was just trying to figure out why, and he just shut me off every time. He didn't want to hear a thing from me. Clearly, we were going to have a meeting, you know. So, well, the executive is going to wreck me, but I'm going to go to the board of directors, you know, and I'm going to put these videos together and get them to the board of directors, and then I'm with, what's her name? I'm going to go to Jeannie Therian, board of directors. I have her number, his cell is 508-208-9961 on Monday, after I render all this recording and stuff, and so she can hear this stuff and not go on Christina's report, not go on Sergeant Peterson's report, so she can actually hear these things, and then you compare these recordings to what these people are saying. And then the board of directors, I think, will get a better idea, because they'll hear Christina's remarks, they'll hear Sergeant Peterson's voice, and that another thing, and they can listen to all these people. And see, right now, the board is just getting what Christina said, and that's very one-sided, and Christina is just really out of touch with reality. And first of all, here's Sergeant Peterson asked me about my meds, you know, and I doubt he knows the symptoms of bipolar. You know, Christina said she doesn't, and she wasn't interested in learning it, even though it was right there. She said, I don't want to see what's on your computer, which would have been the symptoms of mania, the well-known. So, you see, this business about him saying, are you on your meds? And I'm going, you know, what? I mean, that's nuts. You know, he doesn't know anything about bipolar, you know. That's not something you would ask under the circumstances. See, he didn't. You got to ask some other questions if you want to understand what mental state somebody's in. You know, I wasn't exhibiting. I was right in front of him. I wasn't exhibiting any of the symptoms of bipolar 1, nor when he was here on March 7th. That time either. See, but you realize that the 2 officers here with a woman who came yesterday, who were, you know, reported by Christina that was some unruly behavior here, that they saw me in the hallway minutes after they'd been called, and they said there's no unruly behavior here, you know. So that's contrary to what Lynn had reported to Christina. And the other thing that he referred to is accosting residents in the dining room, you see. That was not why I called 911 4 a.m. morning. I'm the one who called 911. He was called by Christina after I called the Rochester Police Department to keep Christina away from me. Does he know that, you see? He thinks Christina was right. He doesn't know her, see? And so you see what he was saying. He was totally off base. He was totally out of touch with what he had said and what was meant. And, you know, Christina had said, and why didn't you want this recorded? You know, I don't understand. Why wouldn't a police officer, the 2 police officers that came the other day said, you know, we were all okay with being recorded. But here's Christina doesn't want it to be recorded. Here's Sergeant Peterson. You hear his voice and everything, you know. He's totally, he was totally out of control, you know. And I guess I'm going to call the captain and tell him to send somebody else, because Sergeant Peterson, and I'll make a report about Sergeant Peterson, but I am not going to, I'm going to say that we get a different person here, and I would like to have Detective Kemet on this. I don't care if he's on this detail or not, but Sergeant Peterson is clearly not capable of handling the situation. He is obviously out of control. He didn't listen to me. He was very aggressive and pointing his finger. He was 6 inches from my face, and you could tell he was yelling at me. He wouldn't let. I was putting up my hands and just saying, you know, okay, you know, and it didn't diffuse him. He walked out of here he was just boiling with anger. I don't know why. See, I don't know why. So anyway, you see, I don't know if it's legal to have recorded him or not, but you see how important it was to have done so.